Hello everyone. Good morning.
Good
Welcome to the session today. Good morning. Hope you all can hear me. Can you guys confirm once? Okay, great. Thanks for confirming. So let us start the session. Before we starting the session, I just wanted to tell you what has happened in our previous sessions in demo 1 and demo 2. So let us try to see. In demo 1, we have seen about what is data engineering. I've told you about GCP overview, right? And we have also seen about the course curriculum and the course details. In the demo 2, that is happened yesterday, right? In the demo 2, I have told you about why cloud why cloud platforms, on premises versus cloud, and what are the benefits and challenges. Okay, so these are the two demos that we have completed in our previous sessions, guys. In the demo 1 and demo 2, these two sessions happened. Those who have missed these test sessions, please connect with an admin and try to get the video recording and watch them and try to complete it. Today is going to be our demo 3. In this demo, I am going to talk about GCP interfaces. I'm going to talk about GCP interfaces. We have totally 3 interfaces. Can you guys tell me? I have told you yesterday also. What are those 3 interfaces? If you guys remember. Yes, console,
Shell,
shell,
SDK.
SDK. Perfect. So, and there are few more third-party tools as well as API method and those also there, but those we won't use it all the time. Okay, so these are the GCP interfaces. Here we are going to understand that today we are going to understand about in each and everything in a very detail how we can able to interact with the GCP services via these GCP interfaces, right? So that is what is our topic today, guys. Sorry. Everything is properly documented if you guys wanted to see. Cloud basics, GCP introduction, which we have seen, right? After that, today we are going to start with GCP interfaces, Cloud Console, Cloud Shell, and Cloud SDK. I'm going to talk about these things only now. So, what is console? What is console? Anyone? Can anyone guess it? What could be the console? Correct. Sir, it is a web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services visually. So if one wanted to interact with the GCP services visually using a graphical user interface, that they can go to the cloud console. So what is that? For example, the moment you enter into the Google Cloud platform, give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry. So hope you all can see my screen. So the moment you enter into our Google Cloud platform, whatever you are seeing, that is a console, everyone. Whatever you are seeing, because this is a graphical user interface. It is a graphical user interface. 1 minute. I have one more account also. Yeah, later I'll do it. Okay, so whatever you are seeing. So for example, if one wanted to enter into the Google Cloud platform, we can visit console.cloud.google.com. So that is what is our web page. Console.cloud.google.com, that is what is our web page, where the moment you enter into it, whatever you are seeing, the home page, right? This is a graphical user interface. What is mean by graphical user interface, sir? So if you wanted to interact with any of the service here, for example, sir, I wanted to work with BigQuery. See, with the help of the graphical user interface, visually, I am trying to interact with it. Visually, isn't it? So this is what we call it as a graphical user interface. Similarly, if you wanted to interact with the GCS or some other data proc or a composer, what you are doing, you are trying to visually interacting with the GCP services. So this is called as a cloud console. Okay, cloud console is a web based because it is available over the web only. You have to understand that this is available over the web only. It is a web based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services visually. So how do we interact with the GCP services here? We interact with the GCP services visually. So this is what will happen in the console, everyone. Web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services. Sir, what we can do with the help of the console? If you ask me, sir, we can do almost everything. So we can go to the GCS and we can create bucket. We can create bucket, delete bucket, almost copy the URI, copy the bucket, copy a file from one bucket to another bucket, almost all the things that we can able to do it. Create bucket, our bucket activities in GCS, bucket activities in GCS. When I say bucket activities, so you can create bucket, delete bucket, upload files, download files, delete files, copy files, move files, almost all the things. Similarly, you can also create tables and data sets in BigQuery. So if one wanted to create a table, or if one wanted to create a data set, or if one wanted to do any kind of an actions within the BigQuery, they can also go to the console. Okay, and similarly, you can also create VM, or you can also manage the VM activities. You can create the cluster. So almost anything. The moment if I started talking about each and every service, almost all the services we can able to work with the help of the console. Almost all the services. Most of the Google Cloud services that can able to easily work with the console, guys. So that is what we are seeing. Cloud console is one of the web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services via visual interface method. Okay, create cluster, delete cluster, or assign IAM policy. That is also you can able to do it. So all of these actions we can able to do it with help of the console. So this is what is console, everyone. So a console is a web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services. That is well and good. So can you show me how can I create a bucket? So if you go here, sir, I would like to go to the cloud storage. So go to the, see here, we have a cloud storage. Click on this cloud storage. Sir, I wanted to list out all the buckets. Click on buckets here. So you should be able to list out all the buckets. See, I have this many buckets are there. I'm able to list out all the buckets. Sir, I wanted to see the files inside one of the buckets. Sir, I would like to see the files inside this bucket. Click on this one so that you will be able to list out all the files inside this bucket. So you'll be able to list out all the files inside this bucket. Sir, I wanted to delete one of the file. Sir, I would like to delete this file. So this is how whatever the actions that you wanted to do it with the help of the Google Cloud, you can able to achieve it using the graphical user interface. You can able to achieve it with the help of the graphical user interface. So that is what I'm calling as a cloud console. Okay. Similarly, sir, I would like to go to the BigQuery. So go to the BigQuery. So you can able to list out all the data sets. Sir, this many data sets I have. Sir, I wanted to list out all the tables. Sir, I have this many tables. Sir, I wanted to show the data. Sir, you can click on the table. So graphical user interface only everything. Sir, I wanted to preview the data. See, you are able to preview the data. So everything can be achieved, almost everything can be achieved using the graphical user interface. Sir, I wanted to assign IAM policy. Sir, I go to the IAM and admin. I wanted to provide an access to one of the person to one of the service. For doing that, you can click on grant access. This is again a graphical user interface. Grant access. You enter the user ID of one of the person and you grant the one of the role. See, you can able to grant any of these roles. So this is how a graphical user interface works. Okay. And the second thing, can you guys tell me what is our second option to interact with the GCP services? That is shell, or people usually also call it as a cloud shell. So you can also call it as a cloud shell. So what is shell or SDK? So let us try to understand. Sir, now we know what is a console and how it is available and where it is available. How do we interact with it? We have seen. Now let us see what is a cloud shell. Can anyone tell me what is a cloud shell? Correct. Sir, it is also a web-based. First thing, if I wanted to talk about, it is also a web-based because it is available over the web only. The second option is that, sir, console was a graphical user interface because if someone wanted to interact with the services via interface, they can go to the console. Sir, if one wanted to interact with the GCP services via commands, so that's where you have a cloud shell. This is a command line interface. It is a command line interface. So what is this one, sir? If one wanted to interact with the GCP services, they can do it via what, sir? They can do it via commands. So if one wanted to interact with the GCP services, they can actually do it via commands. So that is what is cloud shell, everyone. Okay, so Cloud Shell is a one of the web-based command line interface to interact with the GCP services via commands. So that is what it is. Sir, can you show me where it is? Sir, as you are telling that it is a web-based, sir, can you show me where it is available? So you go to the Google Cloud platform, you go to the home page. The moment you go to the home page, you are able to see. I would like to give you a small walk around towards our interface. So I would like to tell you one by one. I'm going to take this one, taking a screenshot. Look at here, guys. So sometimes whenever I go to the Google Cloud platform, I'm going to use certain terminology that I want you guys to understand. This is common across all the GCP. Okay. So look at here. So this is what I usually sometimes call it as navigation menu. That is left navigation menu, everyone. So that is, I usually call that as a left navigation menu. Okay. So or you can also call it as a hamburger menu. Left navigation menu or hamburger menu, that is totally fine. So this is our second thing, that is our project area. Okay. So second thing, this is what I call it as a project area. The moment when I say project area, go to the project area, you should come here and click on it. So that is what is your project area. And the third thing, this is our search box. If one wanted to search any of the resources, they should come to this one. If you wanted to search for one service or search for one product or anything, you should come to the search box only. And the fourth thing, sorry, they have provided at the free Gemini. So free Gemini access. If one wanted to ask any questions that you have in Google Cloud Platform, you can go to the free Gemini. You can actually enable it so that you can able to access it. And one more thing is that you have a free trial status button. This is called as a free trial status button or a reward status button. What it will tell you, because we are going to use the free trial account, how many days that are left, how much amount is left. If you wanted to check it all the time, you can just click on it here. And this is where that I was talking about. This is where that is what I was talking about. A cloud shell. The moment you click on this cloud shell, the cloud shell gets activated. So this is where is the cloud shell. So from the very beginning, sir, this is left navigation menu. So left navigation menu. This is our project area. See, I can select the project, create the project. This is my search box. I can able to search anything here. This is our Gemini. If you wanted to start chatting with Gemini, you can go to the Gemini. And sir, here we have our free trial status button. The moment you click on it here, it is going to be telling me, so there are 28 days left for 12,000. So that is, it is telling you. And one more thing, so here you have activate cloud shell. Whatever you see here, activate cloud shell. So the moment you hit the button, at the bottom, look at here. At the bottom, you see cloud shell is getting provision to you. This is one of the machine. It is cloud shell is one of the machine. It is provisioned to you. So you wait for 1 or 2 minutes so that it gets provision to you. Okay. So this is where we can able to have the cloud shell, guys. So if one wanted to interact with the GCP services via commands, they first activate the cloud shell. To activate the cloud shell, nothing need to be done. Just come here and click on this button. The moment you click on the button, so it is going to be taking hardly 1 minute, and after that it will open like this. So you can see here, guys. So this is what it is, a cloud shell. Sir, earlier, if you guys remember, so this is cloud console. The top one is cloud console. I can drag up and down also. This is what is my cloud shell. Sir, in the cloud console, I went to the cloud storage. I'm able to interact with the cloud storage to list out all the buckets. I am going to use the cloud console, which is a graphical user interface. Sir, I would like to achieve the same thing with the help of the cloud shell also. So if I wanted to achieve the same thing with the help of the cloud shell, that is to list out all the buckets. Can you guys tell me what we have to do here? What we have to do, guys, here? How the cloud shell operates? So the cloud shell is a command line interface, so that you need to issue a command. That is, sir, the commands, don't worry. I am going to cover what are the commands that you need to learn. All of those commands, we have a a list of topic that is there. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday, we are going to cover that about. So we have a basic Linux topics are there. There I am going to talk about all of these things. Okay. So that is, if one wanted to list out all the buckets inside the Google Cloud Storage, they can able to use this command. See, don't worry about the commands. We are going to cover it later. So see, you are able to list out all the buckets. So that means whether you wanted to interact with the cloud console or if you wanted to work with the cloud shell, both are same. The method of interaction is same. The choice is different. How the interface looks like is different, but the output is same. Okay, either you want it to work from the console or the cloud shell. It is both same. The only difference is that the interface. Okay, that was a graphical interface. This is a command line interface. Sir, I would like to list out all the files inside one of the buckets. So maybe this bucket. I would like to list out all the files. See here, I have total this many files are there. Sir, this bucket I wanted to list out all the files. Copy the bucket. gs util ls gs:// enter. The moment you hit the button, you are going to get the same file. See, files. Earlier you are able to see the same thing here, right? See, so total you have 5 files, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the same thing. So that's how one can able to interact with the GCP services via commands also. Okay, so the same thing, sir. Can I be able to list out the BigQuery datasets and tables? So if you go to the BigQuery, sir, there are multiple datasets. See here, gold dataset, inside dataset, raw dataset. This many datasets are there. Sir, I would like to list out all the datasets. BQLS. You can able to list out all the datasets here. See, we are able to list out. Sir, I would like to list out the tables also in one of the dataset. Maybe I would take a raw dataset, raw DS. Should be able to list out. Sorry. LS is missing. It is not DS. BQLS dataset name. See, there are two tables are there. One is employee table, one more is raw department table. So this is how one can able to interact with any of the service via commands. So if you wanted to create a table, if you wanted to move a file from one bucket to another bucket, all of those actions also we are going to see in our upcoming sessions. Just to let you know that this is one of the interface. From here also we can able to interact with the GCP services. So that is what I wanted to tell you today. Okay, so that is what I wanted to tell you today. So look at here. So almost everything that you are able to achieve it here can also be achieved here. Okay, so that is. And one more important thing that I wanted to talk about the Cloud Shell is that Cloud Shell has two faces. Cloud Shell has two faces. One is, can anyone tell me what are those two faces? If anyone knows it already. You are already seeing this terminal, right? One is Cloud Shell terminal and one more is editor. Sir, in Cloud Shell, you have two faces. That means Cloud Shell has two faces. That means if one wanted to interact with the GCP services via Cloud Shell, they can able to do it from two ways. So one is this one and one more is this one, everyone. One is terminal and one more is editor. Cloud Shell terminal and Cloud Shell editor. Let me show you. Whatever you are seeing here, maybe, sorry. Whatever you are seeing here, it is Cloud Shell terminal. Look at here. I hope you guys are able to see. Is my screen got struck? Okay, it is good now. So whatever, okay, let me go to the home page here. Whatever you are seeing, that is a Cloud Shell terminal, everyone. You can see. So Cloud Shell has two phases. One is Cloud Shell terminal, that is purely for running the commands. Purely for running the commands. But there are some scenarios. Sir, I would like to have an editor. Sir, I would like to have an editor and I would like to write my code in a proper editor. So for example, you might be already knowing about editor like Visual Studio Code and some other different editors you might have seen. Similarly, Cloud Shell is also offering you Cloud Shell editor. So if you wanted to open, sir, instead of me dragging up and down, so we can also do one more thing, that is you can open this entire Cloud Shell in the new window. So if you wanted to open it, so come here, click on this open in new window so that it gets opened in the new window altogether. So the same thing. So you can close it here. So this is how Cloud Shell. So look at here. I wanted to show you both at the same time. So you have a terminal. So I am able to operate it from here. Two options. You have a terminal. You have an editor. If I open terminal, terminal opens like this. If I just click on editor, so editor opens like this. It is a web-based. What is the editor, sir? It is a web-based code editor, similar to your Visual Studio Code, similar to your some other PyCharm or whatever it is, right? So if one wanted to get started with this one, they can click on mark done. So this is how the moment you click on mark done, so you'll be able to click on open home directory. Open home directory. So this is how the editor opens for you guys. This is how the editor opens for you. Okay, sir, I would like to write a Python code. You can able to write the Python code here. Sir, I would like to write Java code. You can able to write Java code here. So anything, sir, I would like to write Python code. For example, sir, maybe I'll take this one only. Use this one. Print. Welcome to data engineering. Welcome to data engineering with GCP. So this is how you written some code. Third demo is happening now. So this is how you can able to write your Python code here, so that if one wanted to interact with the GCP services from the Python code, nothing but a client libraries. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services via some code, via some Python code or a Java code or a Node.js code, whatever the code you wanted to interact, that is also possible. So it is providing you the entire Cloud Shell editor for you, which is like a Visual Studio Code. So interactively you can able to write your code here with a proper interface, and you can able to run this code also. You can, if you wanted to run it, you can just click on run button. So at the bottom you see there's a run. It is running already. See here, welcome to the data engineering with GCP. That demo is happening. So that's how one can able to run your code if it is a Python or a Java. So this is more of a code editor purpose. It comes up with a plenty of extensions. So it also supports the Git. One more thing is that it also supports the Git, and it comes up with a plenty of extensions. Or if one wanted to install any kind of an extensions, also they can able to do it. And it also supports. So if you need any kind of assist, you can also ask Gemini. And one more thing is that cloud code, if you wanted to need any kind of a walkthrough for anything, okay, if you wanted to look at the documentation, and it also supports Terraform. So plenty of the programming languages it supports by default. Okay, Cloud Shell, plenty of that languages that it supports by default. So this is what is editor. What is editor, sir? This is what is editor. Hope you guys are able to see it here. Okay, so I would like to give a pause for like 2 or 3 minutes. Before that, if anyone have any questions, please raise your hand, guys. If anyone have any questions, you can please raise your hand. Just wanted to give you 2 or 3 minutes so that you guys can be on the same page. Yes, please. Yes, please. Correct. No, we can use it until your session is open. It's open. Okay, until your session is open and your Google Cloud account is open, it's it's logged out. It's logged out. Yeah, nothing is required. No, no, no. Just come here, just click on start chatting. It again depends on your company. Okay, if your company restricting the Gemini access, you will not be having it. But this is our, yeah, but this is our individual account. So I am the owner of this account. I'm able to do it. But if your account is, because usually in the companies your account is totally comes under the organization and project, right? So it will be handled by your company itself. So if they are restricting the access to the Gemini, then you cannot be able to do anything. Okay, it's like a chat GPT. It's like a chatbot, yes. So, but it comes up with a plenty of additional features also. It helps you with the code. It helps you with the plenty of theoretical information and practical information as well. Yes. Yes. So we can also ask here. Yes, please. Correct. Cloud Shell. No, that's all right. See, it is always different. So the question here is that, sir, why we have a console and Cloud Shell 2 when we are able to achieve it with one, why will not why we are having it console as well as Cloud Shell? I hope that is a question. So if you look at it here, for everything you will be having a multiple options. For example, if I wanted to use WhatsApp, I'll be having a Telegram also. If I can do the almost all the things with the Facebook, I have a Instagram also. Okay. Similarly, if I wanted to buy a dairy milk chocolate, I have a Kit Kat and Milky Bar also. So for everything, you will be having an option. It only created for the different users. Okay. One wanted to interact with a graphical user interface. So one is good at console. The other one is, sir, I am very good at commands. Sir, I would like to use command line tool. So it is designed in such a way that to accommodate, provide a support for multiple users. Okay, so that is the main reason. It is not only here, it applicable to the real world also. You will be having a for a same requirement for a 10 rupees, you will be having multiple varieties of the chocolate. It is only designed that people can comes with a multiple taste and they can be liking multiple different chocolates also, the same thing, right? Some people eat something, some people eat some other thing. So that is the main reason, that to accommodate and provide you support for multiple users, they provide you the multiple interfaces also. Yes. And it comes up with the various benefits as well. When you look at the console, if I wanted to write some code, I cannot be able to do it, right? I wanted to run it. So the console does not provide you the feature, but Cloud Shell, it is providing you the visual interface code editor where you can able to write some programming code, and you can able to interact with the GCP also. That is possible. So that's something that you can able to do it. Okay, so that is how. Any other questions, anyone? Yes, sorry. You can say that, yeah, in a words. Yes. We have, there are plenty of the things are there. There the plenty of the things are there. You can go to the SQL. Okay, one is SQL. So if you go to the MySQL PostgreSQL server, okay, you will be having plenty of those things comes in our next session. So we are not talking about the services, but to give you some idea. So in a SQL, you will be supporting MySQL PostgreSQL server, and you have its own tool that is what I call it as Spanner also. Google has its own tool that is Spanner also, which is also a relational database. Okay, yeah. So it supports. So for every cloud, again the same thing. So when we have a AWS, why Azure and GCP, again the same thing is that people comes up with the multiple mindsets, that someone needs something more better than someone. And when you go for the AWS, the interface is little bit clumsy. But when you go for a GCP, the interface is little bit easy, or so that everyone can able to understand it. In AWS, it provides so different varieties of the services, and the same services is available in the GCP also with a different ideology. So that's how you will be having a very wide variety of the cloud providers, and they provide you the almost a cloud different set of cloud computing services. The idea is that end of the day, it should be useful for the project. Whatever the companies they are using it for the projects, it should be usable. That is what the main purpose in the GCP also. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now, sir, now we know Cloud Shell, Cloud Console. The third method I would like to see, that is, what is the third method, guys? What is this? So yes. So we have a third method, that is Cloud SDK. We usually call it as. Why it went up? Okay, so that is Cloud SDK. Now people will ask me, sir, already we have Cloud Shell. Why the Cloud SDK? I'll talk about it. Okay, so sir, we have Cloud SDK. This is. Can anyone guess it? What is a Cloud SDK? By looking at the name itself. Sir, it is local based command line interface. Sir, it is a local based command line interface. What is this one, sir? First thing, before we starting that the definition, I would like to tell you, sir, SDK is nothing but a software development kit. Software development kit. So this is what it is. So SDK is nothing but software development kit, guys. So, sir, how do we available? Where it is available? The next thing is that, sir, Cloud SDK is a software development kit. It is a local based command line interface. Sir, if I wanted to work with the Cloud SDK, as you are saying it is local based, that means where it is available. So where it is available, if you ask me, it is not available anywhere. It is not available anywhere. You have to download it. You have to download it. According to your operating system, you have to download. According to your operating system, you have to download and install. You have to download and install according to your operating system, everyone. Sir, how do we download? I'll show you the method, guys. According to your operating system, whether it is your laptop or whether it could be a server tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it could be some virtual machine, day after tomorrow, it could be any other server. So whatever the server you have, whatever the machine you have, according to that machine's operating system, we have to download it and install it on top of that particular machine. Okay, so that's the reason I call it as a local based. So it is not available over the web. It is not a web based. It is local based. Okay, sir, let me gonna show you the method. So if one wanted to download it and install it, that is there in our, the link is there in our notes. Okay, so there's a install SDK option is there. If one wanted to install it, for example, it is a Windows, this is a method. For Ubuntu or Debian or Linux, this is a command to install it. So what I'll do, I copy this command. I'll show you. I'll paste it here. I click on select here. So look at here. If one wanted to install a Google Cloud CLI or SDK, they can able to install it on any of their operating systems. If their machine is Linux, they can go with this one. If machine is Ubuntu or Debian, Red Hat, Fedora, CentOS, Mac OS, Windows, or a Chromebook, whatever it is, whether yours is a Mac OS or a Windows, sir, most of our systems are what, sir? Most of our laptops are Windows operating system, right? So you can able to click on this one. Once you select the Windows operating system, you can click on, there is an option to download the CLI. Just click on it here. You'll pay attention at the download button. Okay, pay attention here. I'm going to click on it. So pay attention here, it is downloaded. Hardly 261 KB. The moment it is downloaded, just click on the open in folder button. Once it is opened, just double click on it so that it gets asking you to do the next, agree, next, next install. There's an option to install, isn't it? The moment you install, you hit the install button, it takes almost 1 to 2 minutes, then it gets installed for you. The setup is very simple, guys. So you go to this link, click on the operating system according to your machines. Sir, my machine is a Windows operating system, so that is the reason I'm selecting the Windows. I click on it here, sir. It is getting downloaded here. Once it is downloaded, I open that in the folder. Once I opened, I click on double click on it so that it will ask me to set up. So during the setup, I click on next. I'm going to agree. Next, click on install so that it takes hardly 2 minutes for it me to install it. Sir, once it is installed, you can click on this one and you can open SDK. You can search with SDK. So this is what we have installed. Google Cloud SDK. Just click on it here so that this is how it opens. So what is the agenda? One can able to interact with the GCP services from the local machine itself from now on. Instead of we log into the Google Cloud platform via console or Cloud Shell. Sir, if I wanted to issue a command in the Cloud Shell, I need to open the browser. I need to click on this one. Then I need to do all of these things. Sir, I have a one code that is there in my local machine. I wanted to run it from here, from the code. It's from the local machine itself. I wanted to run some code. I wanted to interact with one of the bucket. I wanted to interact with BigQuery to load the data, to move the data, to transfer the data, or whatever the actions I wanted to do it from the local machine itself. That is possible with the help of the SDK. Sir, SDK is a bridge between your local machine, whatever it is, whether your local machine. Sir, SDK is what, sir, now? Sir, SDK is this one that. So if you think that this is your GCP services, these are your GCP services. If you think that these are your GCP services, okay, sir, this is your local machine. Sir, local machine can be anything. Sir, it could be your laptop, it could be your server. Tomorrow, it could be some virtual machine also. Anything. Okay, so whatever it is, how do we do it, guys? According to the operating system, we have to download. According to the operating system, we must download. We must, according to the operating system, we must download and install. Once we install, you have to log in. You have to do the login. I'll tell you the login also. Very simple. So you have to do the login. Once you are login, so from here you can able to interact with the GCP services. So here SDK is the bridge between your local machine to Google Cloud platform. So the main idea is that if one wanted to interact with the GCP services from the local machine itself, that is where the SDK is for. It's a bridge between your local machine and GCP. So now, sir, we have downloaded. We have, according to the operating system, we have downloaded. We have installed also. Now, how do we do login? Very simple command. That is also I have mentioned in the notes. Start the Google Cloud SDK. The very first command is gcloud auth login. Gcloud auth login is a command to log into the command. The proper commands I have opened here, browser opens, log into cloud. You are now logged into the cloud. Okay, let me gonna go here. First, it is gcloud, sorry, gcloud. So I'm gonna increase it, gcloud auth login. So gcloud auth login. The moment I hit this button, it is go to the browser only. It goes to the browser. It is asking me to select my account. I select my account. Click on continue. Just authorize that this is your account. The moment you authorized it, it is saying that you are now authenticated with the SDK. So you see here, you are now logged in with this account, with this project. Okay, so now earlier, if you guys remember, we were listing out the buckets from the console. Listing out the buckets means one of the service I would like to take and show you how we can able to interact, right? I can't take all the services. So I go to the GCS is one of the service to interact with. I wanted to list out it. I am able to do it from the console. So I can also do it from the Cloud Shell, right? We have also done it from the Cloud Shell similarly, or you can also give one more command, one more time you can give. You can also do it from the Cloud Shell. The same command I copy it and I go here, I paste it here. The commands are same, the purpose is different. gsutil ls, the same command if I give, so look at here the answer output. Is it the same output or not? Can you guys tell me? What is this a shell? What is this SDK now? Can you guys tell me what is the difference now? Anyone? Are you guys getting it or not? So the Cloud Shell is web-based, which is available over the web, which does not have an access to your local machine. But the Cloud SDK is installed on top of your local machine only. So it have a good command over your local files, and it also connected to the Google Cloud platform. So any interaction that you wanted to do from your local machine to the GCP, that can able to done using the Cloud SDK. Okay, so that is what is Cloud SDK, everyone. Okay, so, sorry. Yeah, here it is. So almost everything that is done with help of the Cloud Shell can also be achieved using the Cloud SDK also. The only difference is that, so here what you are doing from the local machine, if one wanted to do it, or from the local machine, if I wanted to interact with the GCP services, then they can able to do it with this one. Okay, so that is what it is, because it is a local based. So how we are going to interact with the GCP services? So here, so to the GCP services from local machine, from local, you can able to interact via again commands only. We are going to do it via commands only, but okay, no issues. Not required, not required. So this is how one can able to interact with the GCP services from the local machine also. So this is with the help of the Cloud SDK. So this is also one more interface method. Okay, so we have console, Cloud Shell, and Cloud SDK. Cloud console, Cloud Shell, and Cloud SDK. So these are the three interface methods are there to interact with the GCP services. One is a graphical user interface available over the web. The other one is a other one is a command line interface available over the web. The third one is a command line interface, but it is available over it is not available anywhere. You have to download it as per your operating system and install it, and you can able to log in. Then you can able to interact with the GCP services from the local machine itself from now on. So you can able to do it from the local machine itself. So BQLS, so you can also do all the things. Okay, you can run some code, you can run some anything that is possible with help of the SDK also. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, so this is our third method. So we have seen console, Cloud Shell, and Cloud SDK. There's a some people in some companies, they actually interact with a via API also, application programming interface, or some third party tools. Third party tools. It is not all the time, but whenever there is a need in the project, they actually do it. Okay, but this is all the time they will use console or Cloud Shell or Cloud SDK for all the time they're gonna use it. But these are according to the requirement. Someone wanted to interact with the GCP services via API, they can also do it, because every service in the GCP is having its own API to connect it to it. Okay, for example, so if one wanted to interact from the client libraries, so they can actually do it via these APIs also. via API. API is nothing but application programming interface. Okay, an application programming. Sir, I have some Python code. I wanted to connect it to the GCP, one of the service, and I wanted to do some actions. So in that case, you can also do it with help of this API, application programming interface. You don't work it. Okay, hardly you may be seeing one or two times entire your 10 years of GCP projects, but it is very rare. It is very rare. But the thing is that this is also one of the interface method, I would say. And there is a third party tools also, such as like Power BI or Informatica, or any other tools, maybe S3 or any other, for example. So what is this one is that these are external to the Google Cloud Platform. These are the external tools to the Google Cloud Platform. From here, so are some other application, for example, some other application or database, anything, some third party application. In a simple words, a third party application such as like front end application or anything. So if they wanted to interact with the GCP services for Power BI, it could be needing the data to do the visualization. It may extract the data from the BigQuery. So what it is doing, it is extracting the data from the BigQuery for visualization. But what is Power BI? It is a third party tool. Okay, for doing it, the access and everything is required, but this is what we call as a third party tool interaction. This is also possible. Third party tool interactions are also possible. That means there's an interface method that is available that people can able to interact from the third party tools as well with to the Google Cloud services. So this is our one more method also. This is also works on the depends on the project requirement. So if they are using the Power BI for interaction for visualization purpose, in that case you will be having to provide an access to the Power BI so that they can able to provide they can able to interact with the any of the service in the Google Cloud Platform for extracting the data. So that is also there. So this is how we have multiple tools to interact with the GCP services. We have multiple tools to interact with the GCP services. The main thing that we as a developers use is that console, Cloud Shell, Cloud SDK, and the API and third-party tools. So this is what is the topic for today, guys. I would like to stop it today at this point of time. If anyone have any questions related to any of the topics so far, you can ask me. Okay, so far. Please raise your hand before asking so that I would get to know that who is asking so that it's easy for me to actually, yeah. Yes, Vijay, always please raise your hand so that this is multiple people are there. So to avoid the communication. Yes, Vijay, yes, go ahead now. Huh, correct, correct. So yes, I have a note for that. Sir, so far to cover the course, I mean to give you the what we have covered so far in a high level. So we have a plenty of the GCP services here to interact with the GCP services. We have console, Cloud Shell, Cloud SDK, and there is a APIs and third-party tools. So we now know what is console, Cloud Shell. So these are the some of the common ways to interact with the GCP. The choice of method, like whether you wanted to go for this one or that one, it totally depends on your preference as well as your project requirement. If your project says only use console, you will not be having an access to the Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK. They can restrict it. So one of the project that I was working for the Ford project we were working in like in the last quarter for the Ford project, we most of our activity was related to the BigQuery.
Hello,
But what happened here is that
hello.
we
Am I audible, sir? Sorry for disturbing.
sorry, yes, Yogesh.
Sir, I think some people are sitting in front of you,
Uh-huh.
and someone is asking for a question, but we are
Yes.
connecting the online, so we can't hear
Ev-
what is
No,
the
no,
question.
everyone is online. Everyone is online only. It's one, two
Can
sessions
you
at this.
can you please
I'll repeat
repeat
the
the
question.
question? Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
repeat the question. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the answer based on that also. You can able to understand it, but try to understand this one. So when I was working for a Ford project, so we are most of our activity was BigQuery related. So we wanted to do, we had to use console only. So what happened? There were some scenarios we can automate few of the things which we were doing from the Cloud Shell. So we thought of going to the Cloud Shell in the GCP and automate most of the work that we are doing in the BigQuery. But what Ford, as per their security issue, they restricted the access to this shell. They restricted the access to the shell. The moment we hit the shell, your company is not authorizing you to access this particular method. That's how you get an error. So such that, so if your project is saying that you have to use the console, you have to use the console. If they say you can use anything, that's where it is totally depends on your preference or flexibility. Okay, so the question here is that which one we have to use? What is the best method or what is the best interface method? The question was that. The answer is that it totally, most of the time, it totally depends on your project requirement. But if you have a flexibility, you can able to use anything as per your choice. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks, Dhruv. Yes. Yes, anyone have any other questions? Anyone, please raise your hand. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yes. Yes, Dhruv. You have any question? Yes. Sir, once you enroll for the course, you will be receiving all the things. Sir, I forgot to tell you. So I would like to give you high level course details one more time. These are the course details because these are the free demo sessions completed today. The timings, now you know the timings are same, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Okay. And Monday to Friday. And to next 2.5 months, you are going to blocked for me for the GCP data engineering, and video recordings are provided. And once you enroll for the course, I'm telling you guys, try to enroll for the course. While you are enrolling for the course, because the next session is only for those people who are enrolling for the course. If you enroll for the course, you are going to get the recordings on a daily basis. You can also ask them to provide the material. Okay, two things. Okay, and Zoom link to join the session every day. So these are the three things you can ask. One is, once you enroll, while you are enrolling for the course, ask them, please provide me the access to the recordings, please share me the material access, and please share me the Zoom link for every day. So once the Zoom link is changed, they will they will send it to you. So this is what they are going to do it, guys. So the demo sessions are completed. The next session is only for those people for enrolled. So Monday to Friday. So that's the reason we do not have any session on the Saturday and Sunday. The next class is on Monday, guys. The next class is on Monday. This Monday session is only for the enrolled people. Please try to enroll before the Monday itself. Okay. Yeah. Any questions on this point, Dhruv? Is it clear? Yes. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? Related to the course, related to the topic that we have covered?
Hi sir, this is Sachin Yatne.
Yes, Sachin.
I'm working on Oracle database. So
Uh-huh.
can I relate this to Oracle
If you are
database?
working on a Oracle database, why not? You can do it because you already know, sir, Sachin is working on a Oracle database. He wanted to move to the data engineering. Why not? You know almost all the things about the databases, how the data works, right? This is going to be the one of the best course for you. It's
Yes,
going
sir.
to be the best thing, because see, there are people who comes from the mechanical background and B pharmacists, they are able to get the job even though they does not know about what is data, what is different varieties of the data, and what is database. They don't know at all, but with this course they are able to get the job. But you already there in the Oracle database, or a support engineer, or a mainframe, or testing background, if you are already in the IT, you know most of the things. Okay, so for sure this is going to be the best course. Plenty of the opportunities are there, I'm telling you. Don't need to trust me, just go and prepare a dummy resume and put it in the Naukri, guys. If you are getting the if you are getting the calls, then only join the course, because GCP data engineer is one of the trending job now. From the last 6 months it has been. Okay, so uh, when it is trending, when it is having a plenty of opportunities, you try to grasp the that particular demand and get the job. Enter into the GCP data engineer, that's it. Aram, so you can work for next 10 years, no worries at all. Okay, yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yes, any
Thank
other
you.
questions, anyone? Yes. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is it for today. Okay. For those people who wanted to enroll for the course, for continue to the attend the sessions, please do the enrollments or complete your registrations, and admin will contact you for that, and get the recordings, get the material, get the Zoom links before the Monday itself. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you,
You
sir.
too, sir.
Thank you, guys.